Brother Kadash, giving all praises to Yahweh. Check this out.
Police program that's being used called Palantir. It is in your police officer's car on your police officer's computer. So while you've got the person pulled over, you can start to drill down on this person. It's not just like a DMV photo and an NCIC anymore. You can see all their bank accounts, the balance in their bank accounts, the last times they declared cash somewhere. You can see every time they hit a flock camera anywhere in the country. Flock is a giant national traffic monitoring system that is basically everywhere now, and they're taking photographs at every intersection all day, and it's using AI to read license plates and put identities of people, places, and it's just keeping all that data, all of it. That's what they've got in their car right now, and we're not getting that in Discovery. We're not able to confront it, and we're not able to use it as Brady evidence. We've got Fourth Amendment.
Is this what the movie Get Out was really about? Trying to warn our people to get out of America. These things are already here, and then with the AI technology, it's not even to its highest level yet, and these things are already here. And like I said, the AI technology is not even to its highest level yet, so just imagine when it gets more and more developed. I first seen this Palantir. Well, I seen Palantir on the stock market, I believe. Yeah, I believe it was on the stock market. Yeah, it's for sure on the stock market, yeah. And then I seen it when the deportations first started, beginning of Trump's term. They had on a Palantir camera system that could track, because at first it started, I believe, in California, and they were protesting against the deportations. They was fighting, they was throwing rocks and stuff at the police cars, and then the police could sit there and track whoever was doing it. But they one of the things that I had that was interesting, that stood out to me, they had said that they was going they started to ban you wearing masks or something like that, because in order for the system to work, it could zoom in into your car and get your face, and then it has facial recognition to pull. Once they pull up that facial recognition and they identify you, then they could pull up your bank accounts, they could pull up your medical history, they could pull up your background, your credit, and everything, right? But if you got a face mask on, then it's hard for the system to pull you up to identify you. So they were banning you wearing masks, and that was kind of interesting to me. I was like, why would they ban people wearing masks? It's so this system can identify you. You see what I'm saying? And it just seemed like in America, it's they got the doors open for you to leave, and you got a chance to get out, but they gonna shut those doors at some point in time when they get done deporting all the minorities and Hispanics, Latinas, Somalis, Haitians, on, and then you're left here, mostly the Black Americans. We're gonna be left here, and then that's when they gonna shut them doors, and then that's when they gonna start with these new systems. These systems gonna be able to identify everything about you, some of the things we just named: your birth, who your parents are, your siblings, your school records, your dental records, your health records, like he said, I didn't even know that it could pull up your bank account. What's the significance of it being able to pull your bank account up in the balance? Well, they could track you through the money. It's going to be able to pull up, where you withdraw, what ATM you went to withdraw money, where you sent money. They're going to have complete control over those that's here left in Babylon. They're going to have complete control over you, your body, and everything you do. They're going to be able to track every single thing you do. When you leave the house and go anywhere, it's going to be tracked, monitored. Even you at home is going to be monitored. They have this thing that is very alarming to me. It's called predictive programming, now that the police can use. They could solve crimes before they happen. Predictive programming, where they on social media, let's just say you got gang members on social media, they sending scripted, like using street terms, but it's scripted threats to each other. Now the police with the AI technology, they could decode those threats, and it's predictive programming, so they could predict if a person is going to go commit a crime. I believe it's, you could correct me, but I believe that it's called predictive programming, but it's predictive something, you know what I mean? But they could predict you who's going to commit a crime before they even do it. It's algorithms. They know if you got, let's just say you got a problem with somebody. They know if you got a problem with somebody, depending on what this person done to you, the system gives them possibilities of you retaliating or you planning to go do something to this person. All type of different scenarios. Or if a person is flashing money and then you sitting there watching everything this person does, and then you start to like get certain knowledge on this person, the program could predict if you're going to try to attempt to rob this person. They have that now. So are they going to be able to trial people before you commit the crime? In the future, they got this movie that I want to watch that I believe is already out. Damn, I forgot the name of it, but pretty much the movie goes like a man, like something happened to a man's wife, and he has to come before an AI court, and he has to like prove his innocence. It's not innocent to prove him guilty. He has to prove his innocence, and it's all done before an AI court, an AI judge. So he's not even going and being judged by humans anymore. He's being judged by a fucking artificial intelligent robot or digital artificial intelligence, man. So that takes away the human emotion out of it, because sometimes a judge be lenient on you, give you 1 try, 2 tries, 3 tries to get your act right, because they're human. When you go to court, there's a man, what's the exact name? Character. There's like, you could prove character, whereas like, let's just say you get in trouble for the first time, you're a first time offender, you do something, you make a mistake, but you got a good character, meaning that you may have a career that helps people in some type of way, a central career. You may do community work in your community help, and these are all things that your lawyer could present to the judge. Let's just say you get proved guilty on a charge, but you still got to go to sentencing, and the judge usually with sentencing, they got a big range of what they could give you, whether it be like, let's just say a serious crime, they could give you 6 years, but then they could give you up to 30 years. There's a minimum and a maximum guidelines that they have to follow, and they could choose within those minimum and maximum guidelines. But then that's when your lawyer will present things like character. Say, look, he's a good man, he feeds the homeless once a month, he gives back, he donates, he does classes and teach, his job that he does is essential, he's in the healthcare field, he takes care of people's lives and help people, but he just went on this one night, he made a mistake. That character assessment, since the judge is also a human, they may go lenient on you, where whatever crime you committed might say, nah, he deserves 30 in life for the crime he committed, but the judge might say, yeah, but he got a good character, so instead of giving him 30, or the judge might say, he's a grown up adult, he's a man, but he's a young adult, I'm gonna give him another chance. Instead of giving him the 30, even though he really deserves 30, I'm gonna give him 15. That's going to be hard to do with an AI judge, because the AI judge is going to give it to you what is scripted or wrote in their algorithms. If you deserve 30, that's what they're going to give you. So there's pros and cons to it. But back to the original question that I asked, and it was, is this what the movie Get Out was trying to warn us? I always wonder about that movie Get Out. Like, I always knew it was talking about get out of America, for sure. But people took it on a lower level of get out, like, I guess, relationships with Edomite women. It's like, man, no. The bigger message behind this picture is telling you to get out of America. And a lot of our people have been migrating. I see a lot of minorities that are moving. It's a big movement. Look it up. They're moving to Thailand. It's a big movement. They call them expats in Thailand, where it's communities of like Black Americans that are moving over there. Like every time I get on YouTube, because I follow some of the pages that kind of document and interview the Black Americans that move over there, because they're moving over there because life is cheap over there, but also life is peaceful over there. Like the culture is peaceful. There's no guns. Everything's cheap, especially if you have the American dollar. The people are very like docile and peaceful. They're not really rowdy and competitive. Like America is such a bad place because it's Babylon the Great. It's a battle. Everything is built on competitiveness. You're competing. You start a business, you're competing, right? You're competing with the Joneses. Like that's how it is in America. But in some of these other countries, it's way more slower pace and way more peaceful, just like Thailand. You know, Black Americans are going over there. I'm seeing they're getting apartments for $500-$600 a month. You know what I mean? The food is $1, $2, $3, literally a plate. You know what I mean? I'm seeing Black Americans there in Thailand. They don't have I was seeing them, they was doing like a condo tour. They might have a 2-bedroom for like $600-$700, and they show their fridges. They don't have no food in their fridges because it's pointless to bring home food and cook it when the food is so cheap. They could just go out every day and just get food, and the food is clean, and you know, it don't have all the GMOs. It's not artificial like here in America, so they're getting raw, clean food the way that it's grown, natural food I meant, and they getting it for super cheap, so it keeps them healthy. And it's like I said, your mental health is a big thing too, so it's way more peaceful for your mental health. Your mental health come first. That could affect your body size, your body weight, your mental health. So with them having good mental health, move over there, and then the food's good, you know what I mean, and the culture, and it's fun. You know, I've been seeing a lot of Black Americans move to Thailand. There's another movement of Black Americans moving to Ghana. Some of your celebrities, I think Steve Harvey is a Ghana citizen. I think Sierra, the singer, the woman singer, I think she's a citizen somewhere in Africa. I think it's Ghana or close by, West Africa. We all know about Akon. I think Ludacris and his family. This is just some celebrities y'all be seeing on YouTube, because like I said, I'll be following the movements of Black Americans moving out. I think Ludacris is also a citizen, got citizenship, and him and his family moved to somewhere in Africa. South Africa is basically like, it's like an African version of America, but not really like America. But it has like the big city. It's like it's a rich place. If you having a hard time moving out the country and adjusting to the difference, South Africa, if you move to Africa, South Africa would be a good starting place for you, because it's going to be the closest thing to what you're used to living in an American city. And then you got like Cape Town, and then you got Nigeria. Nigeria is also going to be kind of closer to city living in the States for you to make that, you know, that leap. And then yeah, you got a lot of different places that Black Americans are moving. Burkina Faso, look at Burkina Faso with what they got with their leader going on, and them taking power back over their country. That's a place to invest in property. You know, because that place is, it's like the stock market. That place is on a trajectory to go up. So anything you buy right now, in 10 years, it's probably going to be worth 100 times what you bought it for. If you go buy a property, you spend $100,000 on buying property in Burkina Faso, that same property is probably going to be worth $1 million, $10 million 10 years from now, because they're developing their country. See, us as Black Americans, We love America so much. We love the 9 to 5. We love being in slavery and bondage in America so much. We don't think. You so scared to go to these other countries because they're underdeveloped compared to America. No, that is the fucking opportunity. It's like buying stocks on a stock market. You don't want to buy high stocks that you can't really afford and there's not a big profit on. You don't want to buy stocks that's not really on the rise, that's just kind of staying stagnant. That's good for certain people that already got money. If you don't got money and you're trying to build wealth on the stock market, you want to find stocks that are cheap, $10 a share, that are on their that have a trajectory that's on their what word can I say? They're on their way. You want to buy a $10 stock that's on its way to turning to a $100 stock. That's how you make profit. That's how you make your money. So if you go buy a $10 stock and you put $10,000 in that $10 stock, then you just got 1,000 shares of that stock, right? At $10,000. Now, if that stock grows to $100, right? Then you do 100 times 1,000, which is 10,000, 100,000. You see what I'm saying? So your 10,000 turns to 100,000. So it's the same thing when you're looking at the world. You don't want to stay in America and invest your money. You don't want to. America is on a down. That's like investing in a stock that's on a decrease. That's in a bear market. You're gonna lose money in America. You want to go to a place like Burkina Faso, Ghana, Nigeria, Johannesburg. Damn, I always forget the other one, but there's many different places. Senegal, East Africa. I'm forgetting the name of that place that everybody's moving to. But you want to go to places like that. Even Mexico. If you want to stay close to America, you don't want to have to fly, you could go right to Mexico. You could drive into Mexico. You want to buy property in those places because those places are going to rise faster. You see what I'm saying? So whatever you invest into those different places, it's going to be 100-fold. Just a little bit of game. Just a little bit of game, right? So I'm seeing a lot of black people that's moving, that's leaving. Is this what the movie Get Out was about? Nobody wants to live in America anymore. There's no benefit. The American dream has been exposed and been dead. It's too expensive. For you to buy a 3-bedroom, nice home with a garage, you're looking at upwards of $300K to start with. And if you want anything actually really nice, you're looking at $450,000, $500,000. That's going to net you a monthly payment of $500,000 house is going to net you a monthly payment about $4,000, anywhere between, probably around like $4,000. Could be plus or minus depending on your credit. Anywhere between $3,500 and $5,000 depending on your credit. That's monthly. That's a monthly payment. And that's a starter off house. The expensive nice houses are around the $800,000 mark. That's just a start. A $400,000, $500,000 house these days, that's a starter off house. That's what you start with. That's a first time home buyer. And guess what? Could a first time home buyer afford $4,000 rent monthly? Every month, every 30 days, you got to pay $4,000. Even $3,000. You're going to be house poor. You're going to be broke because you got other expenses besides just your house. You got utilities. Utilities went up. Those used to be $200 a month. They like $500, $400 a month now. So you add that onto your $3,000, $3,500. You still going to have a car. Car payments have went up drastically. Everybody's paying over $700 a car payment. Everybody is these days. Over really $1,000. So you add that to your monthly expense. Most people can't live anymore in America off just having one car. So you got to have 2 cars. Especially if you got a family, you have to have 2 cars. That's 2 car notes unless you pay them cash. Then all the rest of the activities, food, clothes, fun, healthcare, hygiene care, haircuts, and all that throughout the month. So now you go get a starter off house and you're probably paying $6,000 to $7,000 a month to live. Every month you're probably dishing out $6,000 to $7,000 a month. I know I've been there. So every 30-day cycle, let's just say on the low end, every 30-day cycle you dishing out $6,000. I'm talking about if you got a family. Now if you a single man, you might be around the $3,000 mark monthly. Depending on if you renting somewhere, you might be $3,000, $3,500 monthly. If you got a family, you about $6,000 a month to take care of family. Most of these jobs don't pay $6,000, so you got to get in a career. And most of these careers is right about after you pay taxes. Most people in a career probably bring home, a good career, they bring home $1,500 a week, which is $6,000 a month after you pay taxes. So you broke. All your money goes to your bills and you broke. You don't have nothing left. And I ain't even put in expenses like gas. Gas is probably going to run you shit, depending on how you driving. Weekly, you gonna spend at least $200 in gas weekly. So there go another $1,000 a month right there, basically. So there's no benefit to live here no more. And then with you just working to pay bills, that's gonna take away all your peace. So people are leaving, going to Thailand, getting on the $700 a month, living off $1,000, $1,500 a month. $700 is for their apartment. They probably living off $1,500. $1,500 in Thailand monthly, you could survive and live peacefully. Ain't that crazy? $1,500 in Ghana monthly, you could survive and live peacefully. Off $1,500 a month. The only thing about it is how do you make money abroad? That's the key. How do you make money? Do you trade on the stock market and make your money? Do you start a business? Do you buy some property that's going to sit there and make you money? Because it's hard to go to those countries as being a foreigner and make money in those countries. And Ghana is a little bit better to actually start a business. But that's the key. Once you can figure out how to make money without having to physically be there or physically go to work, then you can move anywhere in the world and you can live great and peaceful. I've been a person that was getting a lot of money, but I know what it feels like to get a lot of money and still be unhappy because you're just paying bills. The money is not what makes you happy, and I learned that the hard way. The peace is what makes you happy. That's more important than having all the money in the world, but your life is chaotic. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, is this what the movie Get Out was trying to warn us about? Was it trying to warn us all this time? You gotta get out. You gotta get out. And then when you take it biblical, when you wrap it all full circle to biblical, is this what the book of Exodus was telling us? To get out. You gotta get out. Because there's going to be a time where they're going to close the doors and you ain't going to be able to go nowhere. You ain't going to be able to get out. And you're going to be stuck here. And you might, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to survive. You're going to be turned to a robot and you're going to get down with the system, or you're going to be eradicated. And even those stubborn ones that don't want to be a part of the system, but they want to be here and benefit off America, America's kicking y'all off. They're not going to allow you to be a Hebrew Israelite and be against the system and be on the highways and byways and be against the system, but you living and benefiting off the system. They finna make you make a choice. Are you willing to go to the wilderness? Like in the book of Maccabees? Like Judas Maccabees had to do? Are you willing to retreat into the wilderness? Because you're going to have to. Either that or you're going to have to leave. They're not going to allow you to stay here and benefit off this system, but then you're badmouthing the system on the weekends. But you benefit off the street systems. You benefit off their stoplights. You benefit off your Uber job, Ubering people around. You benefit off the American dollar, but you prophesying against Babylon. But everything you do is, come on, man. You see what I'm saying? You see the bullshit there? Everything you do is off the benefit of America. You benefit off America. You go home, you got AC units in your home, you got heating, you got showers, you got hot water running, cold water if you wanted to be cold. You got a washer and dryer in your house. You got flat screen TVs. You got internet so you can make your YouTube videos. You got all that at the touch of your finger. You got a cell phone that you can call people, that you can access your bank account, that you can store all your information, your important information right on your cell phone. You benefiting off America, man. But you want to talk shit about America. They not finna let you do that no more. You gonna have to make a choice. You either gonna get down or lay down with the system. That's where they're coming at. So you gotta make the choice. With that, I'm gonna say salvation to the elect. Shalom.